And shifting focus to Ethiopia, where Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has made key statements in his parliamentary address regarding the ongoing disputes with Eritrea and Egypt. The Ethiopian leader denied any intention of invading neighbouring Eritrea, amid the fears that Ethiopia might seize the port of Assab by force. Now, Ethiopia, a landlocked country, seeks access to the Red Sea for economic and strategic reasons.
Ethiopia has no intention of invading Eritrea for the sake of the Red Sea. What it wants is to have dialogue based on the principles of give and take in a way that benefits nations on principles of market. Let's solve this issue. If we leave it untouched today, it will create problems tomorrow. We are saying let's face it. We didn't say let's fight.
While the Ethiopian leader has eased fears of war, he has reiterated Ethiopia's need for access to the sea, now calling this an existential issue. His statement previously sparked concerns that it could trigger a war between Ethiopia and Eritrea. But now he emphasized on an amicable solution through dialogue for Ethiopia's quest for a port.
The issue of the Red Sea is a matter of survival for Ethiopia. Whether the Prosperity Party is here or not, or whether this house is here or not, a nation of 130 million whose economy is rapidly growing cannot stay locked up. It can't.
Eritrea was an Ethiopian province until 1991, when it gained de facto independence after a 30-year war. But tensions between the two nations have remained, with the Red Sea access being one of the key disputes. Now, the port of Assab, located on Eritrea's Red Sea coast, was Ethiopia's primary trade gateway before Eritrea's independence. Even after independence, Ethiopia continued to use the port until the Eritrean-Ethiopian War of the 1998 to 2000 that erupted over border disputes. But then the signed peace deal collapsed soon, and the war lasted for nearly 2 decades, resulting in tens of thousands of deaths. However, in 2018, in a historic move, Ethiopia's newly elected Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed signed a peace deal with Eritrea. For this, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. But since 2020, new tensions have surfaced. War broke out in Ethiopia's Tigray region between the Ethiopian federal government and the Tigray People's Liberation Front, or the TPLF. Eritrea sided with Ethiopia, deploying troops to Tigray. But even after a 2022 peace deal, reports suggest that Eritrean troops have not fully withdrawn. Abiy Ahmed's latest remarks come as infighting within the TPLF in recent weeks has raised fears of renewed violence in the region. Analysts warn that Eritrea could exploit the unrest for its own strategic interests. While Abiy Ahmed believes that the situation in Tigray will be resolved soon, his other remarks on the Nile Dam could escalate tensions with Egypt. Now, the Ethiopian leader has announced that the controversial Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or the GERD, a multi-billion-dollar mega dam on the Blue Nile, will be fully inaugurated within 6 months. Now, the GERD is considered vital for Ethiopia's electrification and economic development. However, the dam has been a major point of contention with downstream nations, Egypt and Sudan. While war-torn Sudan's stance has fluctuated, Egypt has consistently opposed the dam, calling it an existential threat to its vital Nile water supply. Ethiopia insists the dam will not reduce the volume of water flowing downstream. However, repeated negotiations have failed to produce a breakthrough. The dispute over Red Sea access and the Nile waters remains unresolved, leaving Ethiopia's relations with Eritrea and Egypt in a delicate balance.
Good afternoon, Prime Minister Lakshman.
Good afternoon.
Making headlines in India well before you landed here.
New Delhi has raised concerns in the recent past vis-a-vis the Khalistani separatists that operate in New Zealand. How do you propose to address these concerns?
In our democracy, we believe in the freedom of speech.
Organizations like the Al-Qaeda or ISIS were to hold a referendum in New Zealand, something related to one of your Western partners. Would you say the same?
We have very well-defined laws in our democracy.
No specific conversation on Khalistan on this visit.
It was raised with me. I also raised back our position.
Are you willing to be open to these concerns from New Delhi?
As I keep coming back to you to say, we have strong laws in our system.
Do you think that Ukraine is at its weakest position?
This war is not about Ukraine.
Do you believe that your president was insulted? Yes or no question. Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Diplomacy will work?
Yes,
Do you think
will.
Russia will give up the territory if there is no ceasefire? Do you propose to keep fighting?
We are ready to resist.
Do you think there will be peace?
Many countries gave us 3 days.
President Trump said you don't have any cards.
We do not have another choice.
How do you keep fighting?
You are asking me once again the same question.
Because you've not answered my question.
We have enough capacities to keep fighting.